Hello everyone, this is Diane and I'm here to share with you the completed little tiny Shabby Chic journals that I made. This one is one I'm keeping. This one is a little bit larger and I'm keeping that one because when I bought that cover a couple of years ago, I knew that that was going to be a journal for me. And these two are going to go in the shop. So let's start. Actually, they're not going to. These are already spoken for. The very first video where I showed the covers that I was working with, I had lots of people request them. So I took the first two that I heard from, and so these are spoken for. But I do want to show them to you. This one is 4 by almost 6.5. It's called Studies in Hearts. It was from the American Tract Society, so it was a religious book. It's beautifully embossed with some color in there. Just so pretty. I wish they still made books like this. And the spine is so pretty. I did not want to stitch through it, so I did a hidden spine and a hidden binding. And there is staining on the back, but I did Mod Podge over it to kind of I cleaned it off as much as I could first, and then I Mod Podged over the whole thing to prevent more dirt from accumulating, and the edges are a little bit worn, but it is a very old book. On the inside, there's some Tyvek in here, and then muslin, and then here's the paper-covered chipboard piece that I sewed the signatures to and then glued it in there. There's some paper here, and this is a little book plate this journal belongs to, and this was a sheet of a variety of different book plates from Porch Swing Designs. Let's see if I have another one here I can show you. Yeah, there's one, and there's one. They're so pretty. I thought they were great for the Shabby Chic books. The paper that I used, I did this video a couple days ago and then deleted it by mistake, so I'm doing it again. Oh, here's the paper. Good. This is a 6x6 paper pad from called Rustic Cottage from Crafter's Companion. A signature collection by Sarah Davies, and it's so pretty and very shabby chic. So each of the signatures got a page of that wrapped around it. But 6x6 isn't big enough to fold in half. You'd only have a 3-inch page. So I didn't fold it in half. I folded it unevenly, and you'll see what I did on the back side with the shorter flap. There's some crochet trim on the edge with gray and white. This is the Frontispiece Page. It says Studies in Hearts, American Tract Society. And the design on this is different from the design on the cover. So that's pretty interesting. This page has a guest check. I had to cut the top off so it would fit, but you can write on there. And I think this is a Mrs. Coggs image that you can tuck something in there. Mostly the book is plain. It's blank, except for a couple pockets and a belly band and the lace. Because I wanted it, well, for one thing, the spine is very narrow and I didn't want to bulk it up. But also I just wanted it to be a little writing journal. But I did include a bag with more pieces than you would need to embellish it if you care to, and I'll go through that bag in a moment. This is grid paper that came from Italy. I got a pack of Italian paper from Rachel at Roxy Creations on Etsy. And this is vintage gift wrap. So pretty. I love those colors. There's music and roses. This is either rice paper or typing paper. Really nice. And this is a textured paper also. And here is an illustration, a photograph from a book called Shabby Chic by Rachel Ashwell. She was the originator, I think, of the Shabby Chic movement. And her book is just full of gorgeous images. This is a pink doily and a pale green parchment paper and a small ledger page. That's the middle of the signature. Then we have the belly band, which is a piece of paper lace and this painted ribbon. And tucked inside it is one of the pages, or part of the page from the front that has the woman's name and Christmas 1907. And I love the foxing on the paper, the age spots. But you can tuck whatever you want to in there for writing, additional writing. Put a list or a receipt in there. And then here is the other portion of the page. It's probably about 2 inches. And I sewed, I think this is from Artsology, library card with a rose on it. I just sewed it here and here. It extends the page a bit, and it also provides a little tuck spot. It's a narrow tuck spot. So I gave you a narrow little tag. I make these tags with my Cricut, and I love them. Here's the next signature. I didn't tuck anything in there, but there are things included in here that you can tuck in. Here's another piece of wrapping paper. This may be, somebody sent this to me, and it's vintage, but it may be paper that a florist would use to wrap around a bouquet or something. But I was given quite a big piece of it, so I'm enjoying it. Here's another page from the Shabby Chic book. There's some writing here, but in my book, if there was a page with writing, I think there's some toward the back of this thing right here. I just did a collage. Your page is smaller than this, but I did a collage of a digital image, a cutout of flowers, and a spot for journaling. So I just covered up this, but I am letting you be creative with that. This is a doily that was sprayed. This one is more of a gray parchment paper. There's a belly band with the blue ribbon to match the blue flowers behind it. And there's another of the Artsology library cards with a little tag inside. Just love this paper. And the third signature. There's some kitty cat wrapping paper, vintage wrapping paper. I love that. I just had a very small piece of that. This is from the Shabby Chic book. This doily slipped while I was sewing it in, so it's not centered, but that's fine. It does have this piece, so it works. You could glue one of the pieces in there here if you'd like to. And this belly band has a piece of pink lace on the paper lace. And then on the back, I glued on one of the Tim Holtz slotted pockets that I had cut out, and I cut it from a pattern paper, pattern cardstock, and then added a solid label part to it. That's part of the die. Comes with this piece and this piece. And then I glued it to, I sewed it actually to this piece of white cardstock. So you can't tuck anything at the very top of this, but you start here. I usually glue that part down anyway, just for stability. But I really like having them stitched to the white cardstock. That way, and you can tuck things in them right away, so they're all ready to go. I put some lace and butterfly. So I had several of these in my stash, and all I had to do, and they were Shabby Chic, so all I had to do was grab them and glue them in. I already had all of the cards tucked in. So I'm cutting more of these in different colors, and I'm thinking about putting them in my shop, sets of them, like 2 or 3 in my shop. What do you think about that? Would you be interested in that? I hope so, because I've already got quite a few cut. It'll take me some time to get them in there. And this piece is a little heart that was, I cut it out of something. And I didn't cut it all the way around, so let me finish that. There, that's better. And then here's my little circle created by hand, and it has my signature. I just tuck that in there. If you want to glue it down, you can, or take it out. So there's that, and it has this sheer ribbon. After I go through this one, I'm going to go through the one packet because they're both pretty much the same. There are differences. This one is Poems by Longfellow, and it's smaller than that one. It's got carnations on the front. It's so beautiful with this blue ribbon and gold etching here. Pretty spine. And I covered it with paper on the inside. The Tyvek is underneath, and the chipboard that I sewed the signatures to is under the fabric too. I put fabric on top of the chipboard and sewed it through both layers for that, which I should have done with the first one, but I didn't, because I don't know, just didn't think of it. This is the way I've done it in the past. Anyway, I sewed this scrapbook paper on here that I really love, and another of the Porch Swing Designs book plates. And I just took these pages from the book. It's one of Longfellow's more famous poems, The Village Blacksmith, that has the line, "Under a spreading chestnut tree the village smithy stands." At least it was more well known to me than the other poems. So I included the pages that contain that poem in here, and you can do what you like with it. And then in this first tuck spot, Mrs. Cogg's image, I put this image from the book, and this image goes with this poem called Maidenhood, and that also went on 3 pages. So I just glued this image to the poem that was on the back of this, and then I used a brad to fasten the pages together so you have the complete poem. It has the same kind of pages inside. Shabby Chic book, doilies, parchment, ledger. There's the belly band. This one had the larger portion of the page on the other side, so these two little tuck spots are right together. There's a kitty cat wrapping paper. I'd like to sit at that table and enjoy some of those berries and cookies. I don't drink tea, but it's so pretty. It's very inviting. There's a tuck spot there. And then again, the stitch slot pocket with all the goodies added into it. Love that little cutout there. I don't even know where I got that. I think it's a digital, but I don't know where it came from. I'd love to have more. I'll have to look through my digital files and see if I can find it. So there are the 2 books, and then each one gets a packet. I guess I don't need to go in a lot of detail because these are already spoken for, but there's one guest check. There's little houses. Let me just show you what I did in mine to give you ideas for using yours. So a little label here. I didn't have any more of those well, there's one more. There's one. So I'm a liar. There's one there, but I put some other label-y type things in, so you could put that on. Little cards like this from Nostalgia Graphic Land. Just glued on things. Put a little tuck spot here. Tuck some things inside it. Put a jar here, and because it was typing paper, you could see it on the other side, so I just glued one on the back. There's the collage that I showed you. Just added a journaling spot on this page. I didn't want to cover the chandelier, but if I glued this down in the corner, I could write a little something on it. And this one had some text right here, so I made a pocket and put that little journaling spot. And that is curling up. And then I put a journaling card inside the pocket. Here's another journaling card and a dress cut out. I gave both kits a little piece of the pink typing paper. I backed this with it because it makes it stand out from the page more. So in the little packets you'll find the little dresses and the houses. Wrapping paper. There's a ticket I just stapled there. So I'm just giving you some ideas of ways to use your ephemera pieces, because I already did a flip through of this journal. So I put this card on as a tuck spot so I could write on that and then write on this. And this is just a decoration. There's another collage I did with journaling space. This has washi tape. I didn't include washi tape. I did include some of the flowers. Some are already fussy cut and some are not. Another tuck spot. This is an image from this book. And then another collage. And I put one of those pockets on the back of mine. This one just has a piece of torn vintage notebook paper and little journaling card. So that's what's in here, some pieces to do that with. There's the houses, there's the pink typing paper, some largish journaling cards and images. These are journaling spots. Some butterflies. These butterflies came on the sheet with the houses. And these banners came on the same sheet. So lots of pieces, more than you need for this little journal. Some die cuts and fussy cuts. Here's a rose that you'd have to cut out. There's a pretty ticket. So lots and lots and lots of pieces. So these were a lot of fun to make. I love Shabby Chic. I love these covers, and I'm so glad I finally got around to using them. I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you will give this video a thumbs up, that you will subscribe to my channel, that you will leave a comment. All of those things help my channel out, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.